Today I thought let's look at something which I think is kind of neat, the Philips Executive SBC 3172. So these are the 1990 response from Philips, I assume, to the Walkman craze, all of the Sony Walkman headphones, and the COS Porta Pro. It's a portable on-ear headphone that folds up into its hard shell carry case. It has titanium-coated drivers, which have samarium cobalt magnets, 14 micron thick, low mass, titanium plated, blah blah blah, aluminium voice coils, copper clad aluminium wire. You see, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. We don't see this anymore. This is so cool. It's basically the same size as, I think, a double CD case, which I think is probably the whole point of this, that you slide it into your CD shelf along with your other CDs. When you want to listen to music, you pull it out. Although, at the same time, it's a portable. So perhaps it would have fit into your CD collection in your car or in your backpack. Maybe they had things like that back in the day. I don't remember. I was young in 1990. But yeah, you don't see this anymore. All the information, the frequency response graph, compact disc for digital, CD video. What does that even mean? DAT, digital audio tape. Yeah, you don't see this anymore because it's all obsolete. So let's start with the negative. I hate this. These are horrible. You never know how tightly you're supposed to wind these up, and when you're putting your headphone away, you know what? No one wants to sit down and do this winding process. Unfortunately, unless you do this, there's no way to put the cable in and actually close the lid fully. So it's kind of one of those things where I imagine someone buys it, they do this for the first time, and they think, wow, that's irritating. They put it away, and they never take it out ever again. But what you get, it's a pretty nifty little headphone. Ergonomics are actually kind of bad, but the weight and the size is kind of shocking. They've taken some notes from Iowa regarding the little coiled cables on this side, which I think is pretty neat. Let's take a look at one of the drivers. This is one of those easy moments where you don't even need any tools to open it up. The drivers are just held in with pressure or friction. There we go. Yeah. So that's what you get on the inside. And titanium on the other. The driver housing is exactly 30 mil, and the active area is about 23 mil, maybe 24 mil. How about that? Wasn't that the easiest disassembly you've ever seen on this channel? Of course, titanium plating is nothing new. Sony did it, I think, the first in 1987 with the MDR V7, which you've seen previously on this channel. And the whole concept of amorphous vapor deposition coating on drivers is also nothing new, with Sony making a palladium-coated driver in 1978 on the MDR Z7. So yeah, overall, ergonomics not great, weight fabulous, so it doesn't really matter. When you put it on your head, there's hardly any pressure, so do the ergonomics even count that much? It depends, because there's going to be a few small pressure points around. How does it sound? Honestly, for something that came out 4 years after the COS Porta Pro, a little bit disappointing. The treble is not as articulate as the Porta Pro. You can tell there's a little bit less resolution. Obviously, the Porta Pro is a bigger headphone with larger drivers, but the Porta Pro folds up smaller. Well, it doesn't fold up thinner than this, but it does fold up smaller overall in terms of like volume. So despite having the larger drivers, and actually they are more comfortable as well, I find it difficult to recommend these to anyone but collectors, if you can even find one, because there's hardly any around. But honestly, it's not that far behind. Even considering the smaller drivers, there's slightly less resolution. And if you're happy to add some EQ or tone correction, they can actually really bring out the bass to not quite Porter Pro levels, but to very satisfying volumes and without distorting and without crapping out. So I think they're kind of neat. Do they deserve their executive branding? I don't know. Maybe, at least in a sense from its design. There we go. There's the headband. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this one, even though it was a short one. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.